Hola a todos, espero que estén bien, and I hope that you can hear me. I will ensure that you will. So if you're seeing this, it's because I've ensured that you can hear me and that this is postable, and excellent. Also, I got to do this pretty quick because it's 8:21 at the moment, and so my period 2 class will be coming in 9 minutes. So real quick, the next 7 minutes that we'll take a look at this chapter are indirect object pronouns, or pronombres objeto indirecto, which we will, from here on out, instead of calling DOPs, we'll call IOPs for short. Now, real quick, take a look at these 2 paragraphs. The paragraph on the left does not use indirect object pronouns. It goes, yo doy la maleta a él da el boleto a mí, yo escribo el itinerario a mi amiga da el pasaporte a nosotros, mi padre da el traje de baño a vosotros, y vosotros dais el equipaje a ti. The paragraph on the right expresses that same exact idea, those same exact sentences, or the idea of those same exact sentences, but they use indirect object pronouns, IOPs. And it goes like this. Yo le doy la maleta, él me da el boleto, yo le escribo el itinerario, mi amiga nos da el pasaporte, mi padre os da el traje de baño, y vosotros te dais el equipaje. Take a minute, take a look over those 2 paragraphs, see if you notice the difference. And if you want to pause this, that's fine to take a look. What you'll note is that basically the same words appear in both paragraphs, except over on the left, for example, where it says yo doy la maleta a él, that a él has been replaced with le on the right. Same with the next sentence. Él da el boleto a mí, that a mí at the end there is replaced with me, and so on and so forth. A mi amiga replaced with le, a nosotros replaced with nos, a vosotros replaced with os, and a ti replaced with te. All those words that are used to replace on the right that you see there, le, me, te, le, nos, os, and les, are called indirect object pronouns, and we'll take a look at those right now. And again, this should be a review from last year. So in addition to direct objects, that is the thing that directly receives the action of the verb. For example, in the sentence, I eat tacos. Tacos are being eaten. That's a direct object. I brought a coffee this morning. Coffee is the direct object. It was a thing that was brought. There are also these things called indirect objects, which are slightly harder to define, but not really. Indirect objects can be found by asking the question, who receives the direct object? Let's take a look at an example. For example, in the sentence, I gave Margarita the tomato. Now, what's being given? I gave Margarita the tomato. Obviously, it's not Margarita that's being given. Like, I'm not like picking up Margarita and going to give her to someone else. That is weird. It is the tomato that's obvious that is what's being given, right? So, like, the actual giving is acting upon the tomato. The tomato is the thing being given. It receives the action of being given, and it is the direct object. Remember, that's the answer to, like, what is a direct object? It's the thing being given. But who are the tomatoes being given to? The direct object, the tomato, is being given to Margarita. She receives a direct object, and she is the indirect object. Again, remember, indirect objects can be found by asking the question, who receives a direct object? So because she's getting the tomato, she's an indirect object. In the same way that we can replace direct objects with direct object pronouns, indirect objects can also be replaced with indirect object pronouns. And so, for example, you could say in English, I gave Margarita the tomato, but let's say that we know already that we're talking about Margarita. You could just replace her with her. You could just say, I gave her the tomato. And because we already know who we're talking about, it's just a way to kind of shorten up the sentence to not say Margarita, Margarita, Margarita over and over and over again. So if you flip to the back of your notes, en español, in Spanish, indirect object pronouns are always placed before the verb if there's only one verb. We should be familiar with this because that's the exact same way that direct object pronouns, DOPs, work. Remember, when there's only one verb, they have to go before the verb. And in Spanish, those indirect object pronouns are me, te, le. Le does not change by gender, no matter whether or not it's a he or a she, it's le. Nos, os, if you care about vosotros. And les, which again does not change by gender. If it's more than one person, it will always be les. No matter the gender. So let's look at a couple examples. El mesero dio la cuenta a Laura. That translates to the waiter gave the check, like the bill, to Laura. Let's say that we already know that we're talking about Laura. You could replace Laura. She's a she. She's one person. Her gender actually doesn't matter. Just replace her with le and put that DOP before the verb. El mesero le dio la cuenta. Or for example, yo compré regalos a mis amigos. A mis amigos, more than one person, replace them with les compré regalos. Or mi profesor dio el lápiz a nosotros, where we, the pronoun that goes with that is nos. Mi profesor nos dio el lápiz. And chicos, as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that these conjugations are unfamiliar to you. The dio and compré come from dar and comprar in what's called the preterite tense. Don't worry about what that is. At this moment, the conjugation doesn't really matter. Just the idea of the IOPs is what matters for these notes. So, as was the case with our direct object pronouns, remember as well that when you have more than one verb in the sentence, for example, tengo que, blah, 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 voy a, estoy, blah, 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 the IOP goes either before both verbs or after both verbs, never in the middle. If you put it after, as was the case with the DOPs, just tack it on the end of the second verb. So, for example, el mesero va a dar la cuenta a Laura would be the waiter is going to give the check or the bill to Laura. Laura, we already know we would replace with le, she's one person. And you could either put it before both verbs, el mesero le va a dar la cuenta, or after both verbs, el mesero va a darle la cuenta. Same deal with, for example, el mesero está dando la cuenta a Laura y Pedro. Laura y Pedro, or more than one person, replace them with les. El mesero les está dando la cuenta, the waiter is giving them the check. Or el mesero está dándoles la cuenta, which also means the waiter is giving them the check, just with the pronoun at the end. So chicos, that was kind of quick. Make sure that you watch this for homework. Hopefully, why would I say that at the end of the, I don't know. You've already watched this for homework if you're listening to me now. And just come in with any questions tomorrow on the notes that you just took. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Nos vemos. Adios.